Alright guys, I know it's been a while since I've made another video, but here's the truck as it sits right now. This is what, January... I have no clue what day it is. Anyway, I'll put it in there somewhere. But as you can see, the truck looks completely different from the last time you saw it, I think. Truck is still primered though, and we have all the dents circled that I need to pull out. And instead of filler, I'm gonna get a actual net puller. We got the front lowered 6 inches. So that's how it sits right now, 6 inches lowered. Got the paint up here in the primer. Got the interior stripped out. And as you can see, the axle, leaf spring, everything is missing. So I've been working on this thing for about the last month or so, just kind of doing what I can when I can. So here's the pile of everything right now. We've got the axle right here with absolutely nothing on it. It's just a bare tube. We got leaf springs there. Right here we have the axle shafts and all the brake components, and then the brake lines and the diff cover. And right here we have all the gears and everything. Just kind of waiting to be put back in. Tires right there. We got this big thing in the way now, so that's kind of why this was put off. About 2 minutes ago, I just decided to put this thing down on blocks, take it off the jack stands. So it's now sitting on those. And it actually looks pretty level. I think that might be where it's gonna sit when it's all done. So my head is above the cab now, which is nice, so that's pretty cool. This bracket's gonna be coming back out. I know I welded it in there sort of, but it's just gonna come back out and I'm gonna replace it with something even stronger because I decided that that might not be enough. I started on taking this bracket out. I still have to do the bottom as well as that one. Today my main goal is to finish welding in this notch and get that one started, if not finished. See, I have this bottom. I have to do this side, this little row, and on the inside I just have this one and this one. So 4 more welds on there, and then this side's done. I'm gonna sand it down and clean it up. Not gonna be painting today. You can see I've got this thing cleaned up to bare metal, just kind of around this area. But I want to take all this, take off these on both sides, get the rest of the frame brand new looking, and then I'm gonna buy some grade 8 bolts and bolt these 2 back in, or this one and that side back in. This piece, whenever I take it out, I'm gonna drill 2 holes and have it bolt in, and also with grade 8 bolts there, 2 on that side, 2 on this side. And then we'll possibly do the 4-link thing. Brake lines are all stripped out. Everything from the rear end is stripped right now. It's basically a clean slate to do whatever I need to do. This course part may come out at some point. I may just take it completely out and just take 2 pieces of steel and just run them straight across, like thicker, but not so much in the way. So that'll just go straight across. It'll look a little bit cleaner. The exhaust is getting changed. You already know that. Gas tank's getting moved. I believe you guys know that. I'm not too sure. But it's going to be in a whole different location. Let's see if I can find them. Somewhere in my pile of crap. We got, you can see them way down in there maybe. We have 2 drop shackles now. So those will raise up the rear end another 2 inches, plus however high it's already going to be with the axle flip. So the axle flip plus another 2 inches. I believe this is where it's going to sit when it's all said and done. If I grab a tire, I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so this is what this thing's going to look like with a tire. Also, it is February 22nd, so that's what today is, so maybe you can kind of tell how long it's been. But as you can see, that's how much higher that is from the frame whenever it was just barely past the frame before. So what I'm going to do whenever we get the new bed, because I'm buying a brand new bed, or not brand new, but a new bed. I'm going to cut the wheel wells out and cut across the floor, and we're going to make like a tunnel over it. Because first of all, it looks cool, and second, I kind of don't want this thing to bounce and rub at some point. So that's just that. Let's see how well this looks with the notch. Because, let's see. Yeah, so that notch should work pretty well. So that's pretty nice how that works out. And I've already transferred all the, like the markings and everything from this side over to this side. So that's where we're gonna cut out and weld in. So That's where an old bracket was. But like I say, this will have to come out for now, but it's going to go back in. These brackets are going to stay in. I'm not going to take those off or anything. And if I do, it'll have to be in a while because I don't want to deal with that right now. The gas tank, when it comes out, that's when I'll worry about those kind of things. Because I don't think I'm going to paint anything until, 1, all the shocks are in, and 2, everything is set up exactly how I want it for this thing to be able to be driven. Because I'd like to have the axle in this thing by tonight. Not the axle back together, but the axle just in here, in place by tonight. Because if I know if I really get to work, I can cut this out and get it welded in, along with finish welding that one in, and then possibly take that out tonight. But the leaf springs I want to get in tonight with the lowering shackles, and I want to get the axle just in place to kind of see where it's going to land. And from there we can try to build the new shock towers and everything and get that figured out, which I'm thinking, I'm not exactly 100% sure if I can do this in one of these 2 cabinets. It's probably this one. Yeah, right here. I have these shocks, and so what I'm thinking is, if I put the axle in here somewhere, see, where's it gonna go? I don't know if these ones are gonna work. I might be able to make something up to make them work. But if they do, let's say they run to the axle about here, I'd have to make a bracket that comes up from about where my arm is, up and over, or just a diagonal across. And so there's gonna be one here, and let's see. I'm gonna get a hold of some people, see if I should do the other one in the back as well, or the other one in the front. I'm not too sure. But so that's gonna happen at some point. Let's see, put this somewhere. So yeah, there's the shock. That may not be the exact one I'm gonna use or the same model or style, but we're gonna have some kind of newer shocks in there, and they have to be shorter than the originals, obviously, because you know the difference of the frame. But let me see if I have the other sheet of metal, because this here, this is the steel that I used to make the notch. However, the other piece that I used was thicker, so I'm gonna have to use that one as well to use the thicker one, so that way it's an even strength kind of thing. Both sides can hold the same force. See, it must not. Oh, here it is, right here. You can see. So I took the plasma cutter and cut out everything I need out of this sheet right here. So this is, I think, 3/8. Yeah, 3/8 thick C-channel. And I believe I can fit these exact same lengths on this side. Just put the longer one here and the shorter one there. And let's see. I might have to use or find another piece of this to make the centerpiece, which is where I might use that one. But that's okay. I just have to get, and I need to, whenever I build this one, I'm going to fabricate it a little bit better because I did make some mess ups on the first one. I need to take this and cut this straight across instead of angling it up right there. That was an accident I made and it cost me. So I need to make sure I fix that, as well as kind of getting parts more straight, because you can see how off these are, and I had to do a lot of grinding and fitting for all that. But this side, let's see, I did this one with plasma cutter. That one's really nice and straight. This one I did with plasma cutter. It's not the best, but they both turned out really nice on the truck, so I'll go show you that now. All right, so over here on the truck, we have the bracket. You can see I actually had to re-go because I welded it wrong the first time, so it all broke. So I had to go through, grind everything down, and re-weld it. So what I did is I made a bevel, which I forgot to do the first time. And since I didn't do the bevel, it all just broke in half. So I went through, made the bevel, welded everything back together. See on the bottom, it don't look the best, but it's a lot better than what it was before. And it's a little bit bigger than I originally made it out to be. because this side over here should be in about another 1/2 inch, but I actually made it a little bit too big. But it's fine, because that just gives me more playroom for the axle. Because there's no telling that the axle is literally going to be perfectly center in this. This was kind of a guessing game for me. So that's why I made this such a big radius, is because if it's not center, I don't want to have to go back and make this wider after I already welded all the way in. So that's why it's got, I think this is 7 or 8 inches right there. So I did that so I have some wiggle room. And then, see, on the outside, it looks a lot better. This side I fully welded in, and I still need to go through and kind of clean it up. This side I need to go through and weld again, because it had some problems. It was burning through. And then the top I just haven't done yet, but we'll do that later. Only reason I haven't done the top is because I tried to do it twice while on the ground, and I just got burnt the crap out of. And I don't like that, so we're gonna do it a different way. But you can see the frame's really nice and cleaned up, and where I welded the inside, it torched it. So it's looking pretty good. You see the top's a little bit, got a little dip right there. The frame just kind of had to bend with the metal. But also on the inside here, there's a little gap between here and there. I'm not going to be able to weld the inside, but I think that's fine as long as I make it strong enough on the outside and all the way around. But so yeah, that's kind of the update on the truck right now. I can't think of anything else, but I'll update you in a little bit. Here we are back about 30 minutes to an hour later. Picked up one of these guys, the grinder too, and one of these goofy disc things. And almost instantly it started taking us down to bare metal. I mean, I still have to go through and get some of this, but that is, that's yeah, anyway, one of them things. Back here some pitting, some heavy pitting back here and here, and up on the top. But it's like smooth. Can't tell where any rust is at. You can only feel where the holes are at. That's really nice. It's starting to flow better with all the lines from this. This is already fully welded in now, but it's starting to flow better with that. But we're gonna do the whole frame and then paint it all, and it should look pretty good. But yeah, for about 10 minutes of sanding there, probably less, probably more like 5 or 6. That's what we got. You can see where that bracket sat right there, and that is right here now. We're gonna clean that up and put it back on, but what I got to replace the rivets are these grade 8 1/2 inch bolts, 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches. So there'll be 4 on this side, 4 on that side, 4 up here, and 4 over there. So that's gonna happen. And then if this comes out, we're just gonna weld that other thing in. So what I can do tonight before I leave here is take off this bracket, take off that bracket, and try to sand this down some more. Probably try to get more up towards the cab area too. But we'll see how far we get today and go from there.